Hello, one and all, and welcome to my studio. It's Rob Cicchetto. I am the most prolific zombie artist on planet Earth. How are ya? Having a good day, are ya? It might be back to work tomorrow, but at least we have this. At least we have art. I'm Rob Cicchetto, inventor of zombie portraits, writer and illustrator of the Zombie Handbook, drawer of over 10,000 zombie portraits. And as I mentioned earlier, the most prolific zombie artist on planet Earth. Allegedly. No, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion, but I aim to actually prove that in the coming months. So yes, that's another little sort of thing that's happening right now too. So trying to get into the Guinness Book of World Records so we can actually kind of prove it, because yeah, man, I have done a lot of zombie drawings, and you know what? If not for nothing, that it's my career. It's kind of what I do. It's what I'm known for. I do other things, of course, but I mainly draw zombie and zombie related things. Right? I think that's a better view. I think, right, guys? Yes, we are drawing zombie insects. This is another series of zombie art that I'm doing among many series. Pokemon, dinosaurs, cartoon characters, pinups. Oh my goodness, the list goes on. Animals, the list goes on and on and on. So this is kind of a subset of the animals. It's going to be the insect series. I've already done some, but these are kind of a new style I kind of developed last night, of all things. I was going to have a live stream last night, but I kind of wasn't really feeling it. And to be honest, I kind of feel wonky. I think it has a lot to do with the air quality and just overwork, weird bouts of work, and having to be absolutely reticent and not do anything because of reasons. So yeah, I was kind of running the gamut of a lot of weird, different body aches and stuff, and doing weird manual labor, things I don't normally do, So yeah, I wasn't feeling fantastic, but you know what? I knocked out 3 color paintings, and you can see one of them on the Patreon right now, because it's today's new zombie insect post, and you can see the new one right now. And this is another one I'm doing, obviously, for that series. And I've got this, the killer murder wasp. That one's on the go that I started. And this one, I can't remember the name. I think it's a stag beetle. So yeah, guys, doing a lot for the insect art series, and digging it. I'm really digging that. So you know what? And again, on the blog, I literally say, like I did with the dinosaurs. I'm not going for accuracy, man. I'm going for fun, cool image. I'm adding stuff. I'm saying this is based on the stag beetle. It's definitely, it's going to end up being a thing of my creation, because, maybe the zombie virus evolved some of it, or mutated some of it, or whatever. I'm going to kind of add those things in as I kind of see fit to make it look cool. It's all about making things look cool, but it kind of is. It kind of is. You want people to go, ah, that's cool, or oh, your art's so cool, or dope. Yes, that is, and sick, and sick. That's so sick, man. Those are the ones I get. It's not even cool as much anymore. Well, yeah, it still is, but definitely sick and dope have ousted cool in terms of frequent use to describe something. I think I hear those other things more, which is fine. Like that's the way language goes, right? It evolves, But yeah, it's interesting, and I mean, for now, cool will come back like everything else, right? So. But yes, it's interesting, and yes, that's what I want my kind of art to do too. Like this stuff, anyway. Like this is done entirely for the cool factor. There's no other reason. There's no other reason. I'm not an entomologist. I'm not an entomologist. I know bugs. I get bugs. I understand like insects and their makeup and all that stuff. And I'm roughly doing that, but I am doing many changes. Like I think this right here is it doesn't look like this, IRL. Like I'm making this up, So yeah. Trying to make it look, more interesting, more modular, maybe, thicker, bulkier, more mutated here and there and stuff like that. So, yeah, definitely taking liberties, not trying to, and again, like the insect that I'm using as a reference is in fact a stag beetle, but I'm changing it up quite a bit. But I might just still call it stag beetle, like I might just say zombified stag beetle. That's why I'm kind of not too specific when I post them on the Patreon page as new daily zombie art, because yeah, subject to change almost, Oh, hello. Sorry, I got right into the insect of it all. Wow. Yes, what a journey. You know what? Sometimes I will literally fade out like that because I'll be concentrating on a, specific thing and trying to, invent the style that works with it best. So yeah, I'll kind of like focus in on that sometimes, and I don't even know if I was talking before I did that, but yeah, sorry guys, I do that. I will fade out sometimes. But it's kind of, again, it's like all for the sake of drawing, right? Yeah. So there, man, I'm just creating some light and dark areas, or figuring out where the light and dark areas are. Like the shell and how its eyes are going to look. And I think I'm going to, again, put kind of more human eyes on it. like the other ones. Oh yes, and I did a piranha today too, a zombie piranha. So yes, that's coming up this week. I'll have to post that for y'all. Yeah, two zombie insects, kind of like this, like these, and one of them's posted on Zombie Daily right now. So check that out in the description below. Go to the Patreon page, Zombie Daily Patreon page, and you'll see the new bug, the new zombie insect, one of them anyway. And yeah, so they were all kind of like this, very large. So, you know, added a lot of detail, can add a lot of detail in them, you know, and so it's good. But I figured out the matrix on how to do them well and quickly too. And that is do the heavy dark lines first, and then fill in the areas of detail more thoroughly after, instead of the other way round. So yeah, using the dark thick lines first, putting that in first works for these best. You know, and again, it's kind of like one of those things that once you get into a rhythm, you go, oh, okay, this works. You know, this color scheme or this, you know, inking style or drawing style works best for this material. You know, I think as an artist, you kind of do that, right? You kind of change. You know, you change it up to sort of, like if you were doing a horror comic, for example, you'd kind of change your style into a darker, moodier, maybe Bernie Wrightson cued, you know, area in your illustration, right? So you kind of change it up with the subject matter, I think. You know, I know I do, and that might not make me super consistent, but I think you can just tell it's me. I think you can just tell it's my art. Like, even though it's not, like, consistent, the whole point is to actually change it up to reflect the mood of the story, right? But you're going to do it with your style, I think. So, but I worry about things like that, you know? But I worry about things like that. You know, it's true, though, I do. That's what kept me from doing Cape Fear for the longest time. You know, could I do it again? You know, again. Are we gonna do this again? There. Yeah, so we're doing zombie insects, and this is going to be a continuation, a really strong, more purposeful continuation of the zombie insects. Zombie insect series. So yeah, I'm kind of doing them in a little more uniform way. Before they were kind of scattered in style and stuff like that. But I'm kind of developing more of a style for these guys, you know. So you'll kind of see a more uniform tone. They'll still be fun and, you know, crazy, and like I'm adding those, you know, almost human eyes and stuff. But they will have a sort of more like, oh, that is from a series that looks, you know, similar in style. I think that's going to be mostly what this is, you know. Yes. Things to ponder. But yeah, I need to kind of get into the groove. I need to kind of get into the groove of the bugs, you know. Yeah. You know, there's so many that look like Megalon from Godzilla vs. Megalon. I love that character so much. When I was a kid, those were like the fun, super fun favorite movies of mine, you know. Yeah. Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster, or Hedorah. And Godzilla vs. Megalon, you know, with Gigan. Loved Gigan. Like, man, what is he? Where did he come from? Who built him? Like, how does he even function? He's like biological and mechanical contingencies or or materials put into one thing. The buzzsaw in his chest. Like, what? That's crazy. Man, as a kid, that was such candy for me. Frantically look for books at bookstores. When I'd go shopping with my mom and grandma, for books that had a glimpse of Godzilla, like a small Godzilla photo that I could use as reference to draw them, Because all I had was like the movie that I saw once or twice, because it was only on television. There was no recording devices and stuff. There's no VHS. That's the world I come from, man. It's like I got thawed. I'm like Captain America, man. It's crazy. Like when you think of the advances, rather, or the like things I didn't have when I was a kid, and the advances, of course, right? It's staggering. Like it's staggering, man. Yeah. And that's hard to like. It's hard not to like live under those same everythings, because you didn't have to grow up much after that, you know what I mean? Like you toughed it out and now you're like working and stuff, and it wasn't it's not as much it's not as much time for entertainment and things of that nature, right? Because you're working more and blah blah blah. But as a kid, not having like even television, like we had 3 channels, and that's no fooling, man. That's no fooling. And there was an anime. There's an anime called Goldorak on the French channel, and I watched the shit out of that show. Goldorak, man. It was French. I didn't know what was going on, but it was Grandizer, I think, the Shogun Warrior, and it was this awesome cartooning, like this awesome animation too, right? So yeah, man, I was down with that, So and that's all. There was almost nothing else, like nothing else. 3 channels, yo, and one of them was French. Yeah, you'd be lucky to see anything, man. And then things get preempted. The football game ran long, so it's like that favorite show you wanted to watch. It was not going to be on, and that's excruciating, man. Like I still remember that. Yeah. So yeah, you had a TV and 3 channels. No internet, like internet wasn't even like a gleam in the eye of anyone. Well, it probably was, but like it was at least an idea or something. But man, no, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So I came from that, and it's like if you want to watch a movie, you'd have to eventually, when VCRs came around, like recordable tapes with movies on them. What? Yes, please, right? So there's video stores, and you'd go, rent movies, man. And I remember movies, like if you lost it or like if you had to buy it because of, excessive damage or you lost it or whatever, tapes were $100. Like I kid you not, they were $100. Like most of them were $100 if not more, but $100 for sure if you had to buy it. Like before they were selling them, because they weren't even selling them yet. They were just renting them, and then eventually they started selling them, right? When the price came way down, obviously. But yeah, if you had to replace it, it was $100. So yeah, man, that's just like it's insane. It's insane. And yeah, that was the technology at the time, man. And you didn't, it wasn't a guarantee that you had a VCR. Because those things were expensive too. Like they were $1,000, for a VCR. So like only richer families would have them. Like the microwave too. I lived through that also. So yeah, like I stick to my ways. Like I do traditional art, right? So I always did that, and I've never changed. Yeah, how's that for Arrested Development? But I love it. Like, I love doing it. I'm always learning from it. Like, I just really enjoy doing art this way, you know. So yeah, I sort of stick with with those things, you know, those old ways of doing stuff, like, you know, ancient ways almost now, you know, or soon anyway. That's why I say, like, invest in art, man. Invest in art. Like, that stuff is going to go. And once it's gone, it'll be stored by some super rich dude in, like, those Seacan things somewhere, and he won't care about them, but they'll be worth, you know, millions and millions of dollars. You know, because there just won't be anything like that anymore. You know, original art on paper, what? You know, it'll be just like I'm telling you this story about, like, not being able to like watch stuff unless it was on TV, you know, and you happen to be there because, man, you know, the randomness of everything, you know. So yeah, man, I came from times like that, you know. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about. I remember being in an airport once. I think I was flying back from Toronto, and I bought comics and magazines and stuff while I was there. Comics mostly, obviously, right? And so I'm sitting in the in the airport waiting for my flight, and I've got, like, a Vampirella comic, like, from '72. I'm looking through that, and everybody else is on their cell phones, man, and I'm like, yeah, this is so weird, you know, this is so weird, because I literally noticed that for the first kind of time, you know, and I just thought that was so bizarre, like, I was the only person, like, looking at paper, you know, from, like, I don't know, 40 years ago at the time, maybe even more. You know, so anyway, yeah, it's just kind of nuts when you realize stuff, you know, on that kind of scale, you know. But yeah, that guy never changes, ever. But yes, I like it. I like what I do, and yes, there we go, guys. That is the result. And man, that's gonna look good on a shirt or something. Oh, yeah. Like, when it's painted and done, oh my goodness. So yeah, creating images like that. Like, I love those one shot rather, poppy, very detailed types of images, right? Perfect for a tattoo, it communicates a lot. Like, it communicates a lot, you know? So yes, man. Loving those one and that's what Zombie Daily is all about. That's what Zombie Daily is all about. Yeah. A knife goes in, guts come out. That's what Osaka Sushi Concern is all about. Oh my goodness. Ever, the Simpsons quote. You will always get one in every single helping of Rob's live streams. Yeah, there will always be a Simpsons quote. Yeah, making sort of more bony feelings to the you know, appendages, you know, making them feel more zombie-ish, man, because it's all about zombies. It's all about zombies. Yeah, it's all about zombies. Gotta be zombie. So yeah, I think you guys can kind of see, but I'm gonna add more things. life goes in. Oh my goodness, that's damn you Simpsons. Damn your sparkling wit. That's enough, Barbara. That's enough, Gloria. That's enough, Gloria. She never cooks, she never cleans. She keeps a healthy house and she talks profanely. She's the queen of the hobbies. Queen of the hobbies, here's your crown, your majesty. Gold. Gold. So yes, you know what this is? I'm not really doing too much to change the absolute hideousness of this thing. This we get up here's. We get these giant. These are giant water bugs. They're water bugs. They call them. I don't know the technical name, or I don't know the family, phylum, whatever. But they go by a whole bunch of different names. But they're a giant water bug. And when I was a kid, I used to have little frogs and things as pets, right? So I actually caught one of these in a minnow trap or probably a net or something, and I took it home with the stuff, like the other like I put it in a dry pail, right, and brought it home with the other equipment and leftover minnows or caught minnows or whatever. So yeah, I put it in this jar. I put this thing in a jar, like a giant mason, not even a mason jar. It was like a giant pickle, or those pickled egg type jars almost. Obviously it was clean, and put some grass and stuff on top, some foliage, and put it in there. So I put this bug in there, and it was vicious, man. Like, it was always trying to escape and like claw back, and I was like, holy crap, man, this thing is like pretty hardcore. So I end up putting a minnow in there, like just dropping a minnow in, bloop, and the minnow like goes to the bottom and just kind of swims, like kind of just hovers there. And this this bug comes from the top of the foliage, grabs the minnow in all of its arms, and sticks this beak into the back of the minnow's neck. Okay, I'm watching this happen, and I'm like, and slowly the minnow starts turning into like a piece of tinfoil. Like, that bug sucked everything, and I'm not even kidding, man. This is where like Starship Troopers, yeah. That's where they must have gotten that, watching something like that happen. I was like, holy crap, this bug is the most metal bug I've ever seen. Just to suck that minnow dry. Here's a fish, and this bug is eating a fish. First of all, I'm like, wow, that's impressive in itself. So you gotta stay within your same weight class, right? When you're in the wild, and you try not to punch above your weight class. Like, I've seen frogs and stuff eat snakes and things like that, but and there's spiders that eat birds, which that's crazy too. But this bug, man, it was not expected, and I'm just like, holy cats, that is hardcore, man. Yeah, but watched it happen. That was crazy. You never forget that, And I remember working at this mining machine company place. Like, I was just a grunt. No offense, not taken. I was just a grunt there, and I was doing gopher stuff and whatever, and using mining machines and things. But anyway, they asked me to take some of these items out of this little loading bay, bay 12, please. And so I'm down to the skids, like the wooden skids. So I pick up one of the skids, and one of these things is underneath it, and I'm like, oh, okay, wow, like they'll just go anywhere, I guess, right? Or it probably maybe just landed there the night before, and it hid under there. But anyway, so I start moving it with my steel toe, mind you, my steel toe boot. I start kind of nudging it, and I could feel its things through the boot. I'll never forget that. I'm like, how am I feeling this? How is this thing making me feel some scratching or like force on the steel toe boot? Like, these things are not to be trifled with, man. I'm not kidding. At least in my experience, man. And you know what? I remember like just standing talking to people in the driveway at my parents' place, and then you'd hear like bonk, dunk, dunk, dunk. And it would be these things like flying out of the sky, hitting like the top of a car and then bouncing on the top of the car. So it's like, eat your heart out, Australia. Like, that's some crazy bug action, man. Flying like in the sky to boot. These things are awful, man. These things are awful, So yeah, and they fly. Well, I think they have a very limited flight ability. I remember finding a dead one and like kind of examining it and going, oh, it had wings, but the wings seemed to be starting to be digested almost into the bug. But there was like, what do you call it? Veined white wings, So yeah, of course it would fly, right? But I guess it sheds that ability after a while and then just goes to the water. So. Yeah, man, nature, man. But it's really good to know those things. Really good to know those things. It's really good to know those things for sure. Like to really experience them. It makes you a better artist. It makes you a more sensitive artist. I would always say that when critiquing students, the college students, when I'm asked to do that, which is a real honor. So I'm asked to go in and help critique their portfolios amongst other artists and stuff, of course. So yeah, I think that's really awesome to do. And I often say, when applicable, of course, you have a very sensitive, grasp and stuff of this, because I love the way you really captured that line or whatever. Like, that's a real standout. And that tells me that you're really cognizant of the little minor details. So yeah, I'll when I see that, I will kind of, tell the artist that, because it's a very good thing, and it's a thing that a lot of people don't notice, because it's so good, right? Because it's so good, or it speaks so plainly, complex, surfaces or whatever, but they have it so down it almost seems effortless, and sometimes that's hard to notice. So when somebody does, it's nice to hear that they picked up on that, because they did that on purpose, So yes, but yeah, critiques are really good, man. Critiques are really good. For everybody, I think. Like, I wouldn't mind having another sort of critique on my stuff from a pro, I think. Why not, right? From a peer kind of thing. Like, I know where my strengths and weaknesses are, and, I know what I could do to improve things, and I try, but sometimes time is a factor. It's the classic things, but I think I always try to give my all with everything, and especially like customs, So that reminds me, guys, if you want to get a custom, if you want to order a custom drawing of some kind, I am almost always open for business in that regard. But I I do urge you to order, soon, because next year is the 20th anniversary of Zombie Portraits, and I have to start raising prices on some stuff finally after like 20 years. Yes, I kind of have to. I can't kind of bear the brunt of the more expensive things. So it will be a very small increase, but it will be an increase. And I just kind of want to let you guys know that that is going to be having to happen. So yeah, if you want to get a zombie portrait or a custom drawing, get one, order one, talk to me about it right now. Send me an email. Go to Zombie Portraits. Go to the Contact Us section. Go to the Patreon page. You can message me there. There's a million ways to contact me. But yeah, the Zombie Portraits page is probably the best. But that the link for that is in the description below too. But I think the Patreon is a very good place. Plus, you get to see new art every day. But if you want to contact me, you can contact me there too. So yes, I love doing custom orders. I always try to put extra oomph into them, because I want them to be something that you cherish forever, and or get a lot of money for. I don't mind making people money with my art. As long as I'm in on it, I'm fine with ideas, man. So yeah, that reminds me. I have to talk to someone about something. I just remembered with my own remembrance. Yes. There, so this is more or less a giant water bug, and I do hope you enjoyed my little story on them. Yeah, they're just ornery, awful, evil vatos, man. No, they're nature, man. It's just crazy. Their mode of attack. It's very jarring, Yeah. Seeing that happen was really crazy, man. Watching that minnow turn into a little piece of tinfoil in a matter of a few minutes. That was so crazy. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, that's something that would probably get like 10 trillion views on some platform, You can see people doing that right now. Oh, I'm going to get one of those, throw a minnow in there, then speed it up. I can see that happening right now. Yeah, it must have been done already. Everything's been done. I don't believe that, by the way. I don't think everything's been done. That is not something I believe in. I think there's lots of stuff that hasn't been done. Plenty. So I find that utter BS. Just sort of saying, everything's been done. I find that's a real cop out. You've heard that before, I'm sure. Everything's been done. Not true. Absolutely not. There. How do you like that for some drawing? There we go. Guys, check out the Patreon page. It is called Zombie Daily, and it is where all the art that you see me do here, that's where it goes. I've got a lot of stuff on the go. Man, we still have this dinosaur to do. So he's almost done. He's almost done. He's almost done. He's almost done. Yeah, I've got him. I've got a bunch of Pokemon. Still, the beavery sort of guys. Yeah, that chicken wing guy. This guy. That evil bird. Ah, he's gross. Yeah. Yeah, he is definitely. I really like that one actually. That one's great. I think. Yeah. Then this Murder Hornet, which I'm gonna start penciling right now. Oh my goodness! And then this Zombie Pinup Diva. That's almost done. I should finish this tonight. I should try to finish this tonight. And then what else? We got another Zombie Pinup Diva. No, that dinosaur was done before. Another. That one needs a lot more work. Another Zombie Pinup Diva. Another. And the NASA. So there. Like 4. There. Like 4. Yeah, and there's more. There's other stuff. Yeah, and plus last night I had to work on some of the adult stuff. So I couldn't be doing that in front of the video camera. Yeah. So, but yes, I kind of had to do some of that because I wanted to do some promo. So I kind of had to do extra stuff. Yes. So that, but here we go with another cool insect, and I'm really digging these insect zombies, man. Like they almost have a bit of a Evil Dead feel to them, I think, with the like human-ish eyes, and almost like the heads too, like they have a bit of a human quality to them. Like I'm making that nose, like yeah, and then kind of, it looks like a man almost. It looks like an old man head, and so I kind of like that, right? And I'm having fun with these. Again, I'm not trying, it's based on a hornet or whatever, but yeah, I'm really taking a lot of liberties and having a blast doing this. This is a really creative sort of series, I think. I'm definitely, using reference and stuff, but like the stuff I'm adding, the things I'm adding are plentiful and varied, so I'm kind of doing a lot of ad-libbing and spontaneous sort of details, yeah, but sticking to the style I've established for this series, right? No matter how outlandish. Like I might put a rib cage in there, Cause zombie, gotta keep it real, gotta keep it zombie, gotta keep it real, gotta keep it zombie. Yeah, gotta keep it gangsta. There. Wing. A wing. Yeah, have some, you know what? Yes. Again, like, I'm working this part out, right? So, allowed to, do some discoveries. I think that foot or leg should not be that way. Like I'm really discovering right now. This is, I'm kind of making that up. Because I didn't like what I had at the beginning. So I'm changing it because, again, I'm in the working out phase. I have the general design completed, but I'm adding like nuance, detail, light and shadow, things like that at this stage, you know. So yes, I can kind of get away with doing, weird things because they might change, But yeah, I like this though. It looks a lot creepier than I would have imagined. I didn't think it would look this creepy, and I like that. Like, obviously, right? And sometimes you can just make that creepy out of nothing. But sometimes there's a little bit of like uncalculated madness in making something look exceptionally creepy. So yeah, and this is really going to set off the whole design motif, brightness. I'm going to add a lot of yellow in there, and with that black or really dark brown. Whoops, you know what? That's true. That was that was supposed to be the line one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is... See, again, I'm improvising as I go. I'm improvising as I go. I missed a line. I missed a line that I should have done something else with. So that kind of screwed up the flow of the stripes, but I'm back on course because I figured it out. And again, those are things that you kind of do, sometimes, as you go, or you may just have to, redraw stuff, or take a little longer to fix a problem, I've restarted entire pages because I kind of didn't like a part, so I wanted to do the whole thing over. Yeah, man, I've been there, and I I was just there. I did that for a Cape Fear page recently. I just it was done, but I didn't like the flow, and I couldn't fix it, and I wanted to redo it entirely, and I did. And yeah, it's better, because if it's better, I'll do it, I'll redo the whole page, man. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna, you know what? My art is gonna be original. I'm not gonna paste up stuff. Like, I'm not gonna do it in Photoshop or anything like that, or any kind of program like that. Yeah, if there's the same panel 3 panels in a row, I'm redrawing it. That's just the way I am. And I mean, part of the reason I can do that is because I'm not working for anyone, right? I'm doing my own thing. If I was working... Hey, Philip Gandy, how's it going? Hello! Nice to see ya. Glad you're watching. Shout out to Philip Gandy. Anyone else? No? Okay. Oh, me back. Oh, okay. So Philip, hey, how's it going? Hope you're enjoying the show. But yes, so with comics, I will redo entire pages. I'll redo entire comics that I don't like. Maybe one day I'll show you an entire comic that will probably never see the light of day. Well, it won't. But I can show you the pages, and you'll probably go, "Oh my God! Like, you threw those away? Like, you're not using those for anything?" And it's like, no, I've redone the story better, and I think I'm a better artist now, and you know, I will give you reasons why, you know, I abandoned those pages, you know, even though they're like complete, you know, and some of the reasoning is because I didn't like the flow. I didn't like the way things flowed, too, and I thought I could do it better, you know. So I you know, redo the entire comic, man. You know, rewrite it, you know, do really good tight storyboards, and then start your penciling, man. You know, so yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for sure, doing comics. You know, but I love the medium. I love the medium so much. Like as a storytelling tool, it is amazing. Like I love it, you know, like movies, and you know, again, like I wouldn't even compare movies to comics, you know, because they're very, very, very different. There's such a different language there, but they're both, you know, visual storytelling vehicles, right, or devices, right? So they're similar. They're similar, you know. But man, there's so many differences between, you know. And then you can kind of go both ways too, where you could go, well, I could put more comic book style into this movie, or I could put more movie style into this comic, you know. Like you can go back and forth. But in terms of storytelling, a lot of times there's so many different things, you know, tools used for comics specifically because of the medium than there are for movies, you know. There's so many different things for each, you know, even being similar. But yeah, anyway, I like both. Just comics are cheaper, right? Comics are cheaper to create, right? And you can do them by yourself. So that's why I kind of like comics, you know, the making of comics more than I do the making of movies, because, you know, movies take a longer time, you know. Although, man, you know, if I were to do a movie, I think it would take very little time. I think I would know exactly what I wanted. I think that's what holds up a lot of movies being done. It's like maybe, you know, there's struggle in finding out the voice of the movie, or, you know, because there's committees kind of in charge of that more than, you know, the individual. You can kind of tell, like if I don't know if you guys saw Sinners, but Sinners was kind of a movie that seemed like it belonged to the director, you know. It didn't belong to Hollywood. It belonged to the director because there was so much nuance in it, and, you know, creative storytelling, and so many, you know, wonderful things about it. It did not seem Hollywood, you know. It was too clever for, you know, for Hollywood, right? So, yeah, not a lot of movies like that, you know. There were, but yeah, right now, they're awful. Yeah, I can't even go into it. I can't. Yeah, it's gonna ruin my drawing night. So I'm almost done, actually. This the murder hornet zombie. So in terms of you know, penciling anyway. Yeah. So the murder hornet. There's been an unfortunate murder. What? There. Yeah. How about that? So, ready for the washes, and, you know, yesterday I did those other insects and the piranha. The piranha I'm going to be posting this week, guys. So look out for that. The zombie piranha. It's crazy. It's crazy vicious, man. I'll put it at that. But I did that yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I did those yesterday. 2 insects and a piranha. 2 insects and a piranha go into a bar. Anyway, so I kind of didn't use my gray wash first technique, and I regretted it. Yeah, I was like, I don't think I need it for this, and it was like, no, I did. I really did need it for that. So, yeah, gray wash is first, I think, for these, and yeah, I think this guy's mostly brown. That's another thing about these guys that makes them so like evil, is that they're all one. They look like a giant leaf, and like you could easily step on it, and they will eat. They will take a chunk out of your foot, man. Yeah, they're. Well, I don't know about that, but you know what I mean. They would probably hurt, man, a lot. So I wouldn't want to tangle with those guys. So I'm gonna do the ink gray wash first and foremost. What should I use though? Should I use this brush? Let's see. All will be determined. All will be revealed. Spider-Man. All will be revealed. Spider-Man. Welcome to Dementia 5, Spider-Man. Spider-Being. That was Hotep. That was from the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show cartoon. Hotep. Spider-Being. Who do he sound like? He sounds like that My Dinner with Andre guy. Yes. References. You can't keep up. There we go. The guy's an infernal reference machine. Yeah, so the gray wash first. And we're going to, hit all the nooks and crannies, and then, kind of this wing. I think the wings are kind of like a caramelized brown, I think. Almost amber. Hamburger. Yeah, but I'm really digging this, man. You know what? I'm really enjoying doing these insects, man. Could you tell? It's true though. It's true though. But it is true. Yeah, I'm really having a ball doing these guys. And again, man, these could be Pokemon too, right? I'm just kind of doing them a little gnarlier. But yeah, that's why I dig the Pokemon, the Pokemon zombie series, because again, they're fun. They're kind of simple in design most of the time. And or they're brilliantly designed, or simple in design, or both. Because yes, always both. They're very brilliantly designed, I think. But that's what makes them fun and rewarding to zombify. I really find, because there's so many, and there's just, I just love doing them. I just find it a very fun challenge. And somebody said there was 1,100. One person said there was 1,500, and then I was like, okay, you know what? That's doable. I've done that. You know, I've the Heads of the Living Dead have 1,500 drawings in that series. Zombie Pinup Divas will have 1,100 by Halloween. So yes, I could probably do that. You know, I've already done like 240. You know, so yeah, I could theoretically do all the Pokemon that there are. But like people are like, oh yeah, there's like when you get into the later numbers, like some are like just a pair of keys or something. And I'm like, what? And it's like, yeah, they get all really weird and stuff. I'm like, okay, well, I can kind of do that still. You know, there was like weird ones in first gen, man. You know, I thought there was like weird robots and stuff, and I'm like, okay, give me what you got, man. I'll do it. I'll zombify you. You know, I don't care what you is. I don't care what you is, man. Like robots. I don't care. Flowers, man, doesn't matter. Cocoons. You know, ghosts. Yeah, man, I'm doing it all. I'm you know, and some of the ghost ones look really cool too. The ghost zombie Pokemons look really cool too. You know, Vaporeon. No, that's not a ghost one. I can't remember. I can't remember the names, but yeah, man, I did a bunch that were, you know, I loved too. You know, that were yeah, ghosts or something else type of thing. But yes, Pokemons. Be getting back to those soon. In the meantime, doing these zombie insects. And you know what? This right here, this part here, just reminds me so much of like Jeff Darrow. The guy does the Cowboy Samurai Cowboy. I can't remember. Shaolin Cowboy. I think that's it. Shaolin Cowboy. I think that's it. It's a comic. Sorry, it's a comic that Jeff Darrow does, and it's crazy, crazy detail, like just insanity. But man, like, you know, it is, and that's the thing. It is what it is. I don't think as a comic, maybe that stuff's kind of different, but like, man, when you have that much almost detail, I think that slows the story down, man. But I don't feel as much with Darrow, though. I find the story moves, like, you know, flows kind of fine, you know. So yeah, he's kind of, again, he's like just a master of that incredibly detailed, and I mean real detail, not like, you know, cross hatching and hatching and stippling and all that kind of, that, like, you know, things that indicate tone. I mean real actual details that are drawn in, you know. So yeah, that's not McFarlane detail, the real detail, you know. Yeah. So we're doing zombie bugs, guys. Check out Zombie Daily for your daily dose of the undead, starring zombie art every day. Every day, new zombie art. Today, I posted the latest zombie insect. It is waiting to dazzle you there on Zombie Daily. Check it out. If you have the ways and means, a $2 donation a month goes to me being able to buy more art supplies and more different and neat and things I've never used art supplies to continue to add art here every day. It gets kind of costly to do so. So, you know, I'll provide the art. You provide the $2 and a month, and then we'll help each other. You know, Yes, and here's the thing too. If you subscribe to the channel, which guys, I'm almost at 400. It's almost embarrassing at this point. I'm at 398 or something subscribers, and it's like I just want to get to 400 so I could say we're on the road to 5, because I need to get to 5, you know. But if just 2 of you hit that subscribe button tonight, I would really love that, guys, if possible, if you haven't subscribed already. So yes, just gonna check the chat. Okay, it there. Okay, so yes, we're drawing zombie insects tonight. And yes, this is one of the most feared insects in the water, in the pond. I watched this thing turn a minnow into a piece of tinfoil within moments. Yeah, crazy, man. Yeah, nature. Yeah. So we're going to do the same gimmick here with the gray. And you know what? This tail part, this part here wasn't part of the wasn't part of the reference. I added that. You know, like his carapace was like starting to tighten and like get smaller, like shrink, and then so you could see more of its like underneath. But I don't know if it looks like that or not. I just made that up. So once again, I'm not an entomologist. I'm not trying for accuracy. I'm trying more for cool image. You know, that's what I want people to say. I don't need people to tell me what kind of bug this is, what kind of insect this is. Although if they knew, that would be great, because that's what it's based on, an actual insect for real. But yeah, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking more for, cool, you know. That's what I'm looking for with these guys. You know, I think they look really cool on a shirt. We got to do some t-shirts with these, because I really love these images. They pop. So yeah, man, I wear all my own t-shirt designs. Like, why wouldn't I? You know? Yeah. So there will be some big news coming up soon with in regards to t-shirts as well. If you guys are into very cool t-shirts, I know I am. Man, whenever there's a sale of my t-shirts, I always buy like two or three shirts. Yeah, man, just because of, you know, I go to cons too, and people will kind of identify you. Like, I've got the t-shirt with my logo and stuff, so, you know, yeah, I buy for that too. But like, besides that, they're just like great shirts, you know, and I get to kind of advertise my art, I guess, a little bit. I never think of that. Like, that's not what I think of. I just go, I like that shirt, so I don't really think of like I'm advertising by wearing this. That's not where my head goes, you know. I'll acknowledge it, but I kind of don't think about it, like, you know. But there's been many times where people would say, "Oh, I love that shirt," and I'd go like, "Oh, thanks," you know, I did that, and you know, that kind of strikes up conversation too, right? So yeah, you know, again, art bringing people together, man. It's true, you know, it is. It's true. So yeah, there we go. So this is kind of like, you know, if I ink this, maybe added some more shading and stuff, but if I ink this, this would be kind of like, you know, those black and white comics of the 70s and into the 80s and stuff like that, like the Conan ones, right? So yeah, that's kind of, they would do that ink style, and then, you know, and then they'd put the black ink on top, and it would have obvious shade to it, but it was just black, just gray, So it was like ink washes in those kung fu comics and stuff too. So yes, so while those are drying, I am going to attempt to finish this. I'll probably need to stop and get back to the color ones, but in the meantime, I'm gonna do some foliage here. Oh, I'm using some thick lines for the foliage. Probably too thick, but you know what? I don't mind, because it'll all be black in behind anyway. So yeah. So yeah, just again, guys, if you're an artist and you find you have like sort of artist block or whatever, or you're at a creative low, do something else. Like, do something else. Do different types of art. Don't do any art at all. Take a little break, and not worry about it, But yeah, like things like that really help. Like for me, I've always got something to do, so I never almost face that. But I set myself up so I don't have to ever face that by kind of having a lot of things on the go, So if I don't feel like inking, I'm not stuck having just to ink stuff. I might have things to draw, or want to draw, or color, or touch up, or I want to do sketch cards tonight instead, because I kind of feel like doing that. So I kind of have a lot of things on the go, and I think that's a very huge key to never experiencing artist block, because you always have something to keep your mind on different disciplines of art, right? Like I can do this, or I can do painting, or I can do like any number of other things, like drawing or doing comics or whatever else. So there's a lot of things that I can do in the meantime, while I'm maybe not feeling creative or whatever, And I do. But yeah, setting yourself up for that, like having a few different things on the go, that's a really good thing, if you're an artist. A tip, if you will, from an old man. From an old man. I am, 56? 56, yeah. So you judge whether or not that's old or not. I don't know anymore. Doesn't really matter to me. I don't know what people consider old or whatever. I know I've been around. Yeah. Well, the stories I told you earlier about no such thing as the internet, and having to watch movies like either on television when it was on one of the channels you had, one of the 3 channels you had, telling stories like that, yeah, I've been around, man. I'm old enough for that. Before microwaves were a thing, Yeah. But yeah, technology, man, sure, caught up. But it feels like it's stagnant now. I don't know. I don't feel like there's much, it's like, oh yeah, what about AI? It's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, AI doesn't seem like that big a deal to me right now. I think they just talk about it being so awesome and whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it just feels like it makes everything crappier, like less important, because it's AI, you can get AI to do it, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess you don't care about anything then, I'll just get AI to write my paper. Well, okay, then you've learned nothing, things like that. It's kind of like, it seems like that's all I ever hear AI associated with, or like slop, like AI slop, you know, things like that. I never hear anything like really positive, you know, and like what it does to art is like just criminal, you know. But again, it's you know, supposed to be great and all this stuff. I've just yet to see that. Old man shakes fist at cloud. Yeah. I don't, like, again, I really kind of don't care. You know, I really kind of don't care. Like, you know, I think people revere the kind of art that I do, more than they do, you know, AI junk, right? So I don't feel I have anything to worry about. It's not the same thing at all, you know. And I mean, fuck. Sorry, I don't mean to swear on the channel, guys. Sorry about that, but you know, yeah, like AI is not changing anything for me, you know. So, like the way I do anything, or like draw or anything like that, you know. Yeah, so here's this. This is actually great. I love this. That's going to be more darkened. Oh, sorry guys. It's going to be more darkened. Maybe one or two little leaves. Yeah, so anywho, this is just again for if you're just tuning in, I'm doing a zombie drawing a day, and I've been doing that since 2009, and this is my studio. I am Rob Sachetto, Earth's most prolific zombie artist, and yes, you were watching me draw zombie art for Zombie Daily, a place that you can go to right now by clicking the link in the description below and checking out. There are almost 4,000 posts on there, all zombie art related, except for the bonus posts, which you'll get to actually see me do regular art like landscapes and portraits and things like that, if you want to check that out too. So lots of art to see, guys. Check out that Zombie Daily page and check out Zombie Portraits and order yourself a zombie portrait as well. Or if you want to order a custom, you can do that there as well. Just go to the Contact Us section and you'll be speaking with me within moments. And I'll get back to you right away. You can tell me what you'd like as a custom drawing or painting. And I can do it right here on the live stream too, which would be awesome. You know, if you want to see me actually do it live, you know. So yeah, very cool things that can happen, man. So yeah, order a zombie portrait or get yourself a custom drawing or painting. Love to do that for you. That's at zombieportraits.com. But check out Zombie Daily for daily zombie art, new daily zombie art every single day. They said it couldn't be done. But I did it. It's true. It's true though. And I'm doing it right now, in fact, for you guys. For yous guys. Yeah, I really like this one. Very bold. Very bold. I love the embankment. The embankment she's on here. You know? Yeah, this is far from over. This ain't over. This ain't over. Yeah, this is far from over. Not far, but you know, there's a lot to do with the bark and, you know, some other little foliage. yeah, there's a lot of detail to be sort of added in there. But I'm going to put that aside for a moment and check on the bugs. Check on the bugs! I think he was the latest one, so let's see. Did I do this one first? I think I did this one first. Okay, not bad. I think I can put the next... I think I can put the next coat. I can put the next wash on top, which I think will be yeller-ish, pale yellow. That I'm gonna make. Actually, you know what? First, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this. Yeah. Give it some weird murkiness in there. I like that. I like that. More murkiness. There. Murkiness. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, and then the wing will be sort of that caramel color. There'll be yellow sort of highlights in it, but I think it's going to have that caramel, that sort of caramelized toffee color. Yeah, it's weird, like amber or something, but a little bit more brown in it. Brown, and then, the holes in the wings. So yes, I like that. This will be a little more, this will be a little darker, and I will use this brown in there. There. So, I've put the gray wash on there first, of course, and gave it that murky look. And now I'm adding the color, or the, this is obviously more, it's got a bit of warmth to it, but I'm going to change that soon because I'm going to add some blue. In fact, especially where the legs are here, and then the antennae, crust, Y. So there. Okay. Then, yeah, I gotta find some more blue. I know I have a tube around here somewhere. The tube. Yeah, that's maybe bluer. He turned the tub into a tube. I'm stuck in this tube. 10 points for whoever gets that reference. He turned the tub into a tube. I'm stuck in this tube. There, got that? Now find it. Find it. You find that man. Find that man. Find that man. Now, if you get that reference, this guy's a inhuman reference machine. Was that a reference? I don't know. Everything's a reference. Oh, God. Fun with drawing, and we're drawing zombie insects, if you're just tuning in. Here in the studio drawing some zombie insects, having a great time doing it, and these are going to look, I think these will look great, I think these will look great on t-shirts. You know what, man, if my art has an application like that, why not? I always feel that little tinge of, artists kind of always looking down on me for wanting to, make money on my art. It was always like, what am I not supposed to talk about that? No, I like talking about that. I like knowing what's what I can do, with my work and how I can present it and things of that nature. I'm not fortunate enough to be one of the blue noses, who can kind of just do that as a hobby. Like, you think this is a costume? This is a way of life. Yeah. So the references, I say. So yes. One of the blue noses. Yeah, there we go. We got some nice color in there. You settle down now. We got some hues going on. Colorful hues. Yeah. Good. He's a Nazi. Get him. Ich bin ein Springfielder. He's a Nazi. Get him. References. Just coming at you strong with the references. The references are strong with this one. Also a reference. Douche. Okay, stick to drawing funny, man. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you guys. Oh yeah, uses guys is. Forgot you were here. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. So yeah, we're just adding the colors to the zombie insect, and yeah, this is the murder hornet. You know what? I just typed that into Google. Didn't really care about that, but I did want to get a really good angle, right? I really wanted to get a good a reference photo with a good angle. So yeah, I thought this was a good angle. Thought that was good. There's other angles that are more in your face, but I was like, you know what? I kind of like that. It's very descriptive. So good. So yes, the water bug. Now this I will definitely use the wide brush. Oh my God, that's good. Oh yeah. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna put a little bit of red. I'm gonna put a little bit of red in there, I think. And brown. And you know what? Some of this weird, I don't know what it is, rosé or, I don't know, rosé, it's a wine. No, this sort of rose color. But I'm going to add that into the brown, I think. Sorry, guys. Sorry for my giant, colossal arm. The giant, colossal arm man. So yeah, it's a bunch of different colors. Well, I mean, it is, but it's mostly going to be brown, I think, when it all pans out. Because this is just sort of the first touchdown of that color, but it will get browner. Believe you me. There. Yeah, because these things, again, I think they're more or less like ambush predators. Because, yeah, they stay on the top of the water, whether, I guess, by vegetation or just, I almost think they're too big to hold on to the meniscus of the surface with an air bubble. I don't think they're capable of that. So I'm thinking they're like on the foliage at the top. At least that's what I think. Even when I observed mine, it was within the foliage area. So they kind of hang there, and then once the minnow gets, within proximity. But man, this one attacked. This one attacked that minnow. Like, it came down from that perch. And I guess that was close enough for it. So, ambushed enough, I guess. But that jar was pretty big, like that, It had to go down a bit. It had a ways to go before crumping that minnow, man. Yeah. Crazy stuff. Yeah, that's way too small to... Yeah, okay. I might separate those bone pieces in there, but I don't know. We'll see. Again, I'm kind of watching and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself what I have to do. I kind of separated the arm to make it look more like it was a bone, like a femur, or a femur, a femur bone. So yeah, I was trying to make it look like kind of like that on the insect, right? Which would be crazy, like having human bones in like making up the exoskeleton, yeah. Yow. So yes, crazy stuff like that goes in every morsel of these. So yeah, man. Giving your character a backstory all the time, all the time. I've mentioned that in countless art seminars, man. Like if you're doing, it like really doesn't matter how important or unimportant the character is. Giving that character that you're drawing a little bit of a backstory really helps in the drawing. Make it more convincing, make it more believable. Give the drawing more context. Man, there's like so many good reasons to do that. It sells itself. But it does, and coming up with a very, and guess what, man? It flexes your brain too. It flexes the brain stuffs. Like you're creating a story in your mind, basically, for that character. That brief moment that character is there. You're creating a story too, which is very cool. And yes, it really helps. It really helps the drawing, man. And again, the flexing it does for your brain is also very good. I highly recommend. Yeah, that was too bright, and that's perfect for that. There, but now. Since you've shown me your color, now prepare to die, Spider-Man. Welcome to Dementia 5, Spider-Man. Crazy soundtrack. Crazy awesome soundtrack, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that Spider-Man soundtrack for that show is bonkers good, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a hell of a soundtrack, man. So psychedelic. So like and big band. Like big band sounds. Like what? Yeah, man. It looks like they spent all their money on the soundtrack and didn't do like the cartoon is awful. Like, I mean, it's it's almost not even a cartoon. It's almost like just moving pictures, But it's good somehow, It's still good. The characters are crazy, man. Dr. Zap. Yeah, Dr. Zap. Silent Spider-Man! Yeah, this zap. He would zap people by clapping his hands. Yeah, man. Crazy, silly, fresh, man. So, we're gonna do... What do I need here? Oh, yeah, okay, this is good. Oh, okay. Douche. There. Check the chat. Okay, good. I mean, There. What was it? Oh, yeah. What was it going to do? So, these appendages, I'm going to do, like, dark blue. And I will use the thick pen. So, yes, I figured out that the thick pen is to be used first, then the details afterwards. So do the heavy holding line, the thicker holding line, then all the dark parts, with the heavier brush pen, and then put in the smaller details after. Yeah, instead of the other way round. T'other way round. Yeah. So that's what I kind of discovered for these. And that's because I hit my flow, man. I hit the flow. I hit the proper flow for these. The proper rhythm for these. Now it's like, oh, okay, I know what to do for these insect zombies, So, yes. And it makes it kind of easier and faster to do, And I already know what pen to use, type of thing, Yeah, there's not as much guesswork. You figured that out, kind of thing, and that really helps. The next time out, the next time you do that thing, And that's why I like doing series, I like doing series of things, like obviously the Pokemon, the cartoon zombies, the what do you call it, the classic art series. That one I got to get back on too. I really enjoy that, but that one's a hard one, man. That one's a hard one. Redoing classic art, a zombie, like in a zombie way, and then with traditional means, rather just watercolor, basically. Yeah, that's tough, man. Like that American Gothic, somebody ordered that. Like that was a custom. So if you go to Zombie Daily and type in American Gothic, you'll actually see the painting I did based on that painting. So yeah, that was hard, but that was somebody ordered that. That was a custom order. I shan't forget that because I was like, cool, like that's a thing I really would have wanted to do anyway, but probably would have chickened out because of it's a commitment, right? And so somebody ordered a custom of it, and I was like, wow, that's awesome, like, So I got to kind of do it and really put in a huge effort because it was a custom order too, and I tend to put more effort into those, when people order something. So So yeah, order a zombie portrait or a custom zombie drawing. Or just a custom drawing. Man, it doesn't have to be zombie. If you check out the bonus posts by typing bonus into the search bar of Zombie Daily, you'll see a ton of straight up art that I do. You know, landscapes, things like that, portraits, you know, things of that nature. Yeah, and I've done all kinds of stuff like that too. You know, yeah, for years. You know, it hasn't just been zombie stuff. It was like tons of stuff before that. So, yeah, you get to see some of that stuff there for sure. Yeah, man. Check out Zombie Daily for sure, though, guys. You'll be glad you did. You'll be glad you did. There's so much stuff there to see. Yeah, man, if you could throw in too, you know, $2 a month, $2 a month, you know, $2 a month for just helping me, you know, purchase more and better, even and different art supplies, so I can continue Zombie Daily. Because yeah, it adds up. 4,000 drawings takes up a lot of resources, you know. Yeah, so those are on the go. Those are doing great. This is still wet, but I think I can maybe add a bit, yeah, there. But yeah, that looks great. That looks great so far. I really love that. Yeah, we're getting a lot done. We're getting a lot done, guys. The murder wasp is looking good too, man. So, adding a little bit of coloration. There. Yeah, adding some form and a little bit of function even to the abdomen. No, thorax of the insect here. I believe it's the thorax. Yeah. So. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Oh, good help us. Oh, good help us. Yeah. Looking mighty mean. Looking mighty mean. There we go. Murder wasp. Yeah, I'm digging it, guys. I hope you're enjoying the evening. I hope you're enjoying watching the live stream and checking out the art, man. You know, all of this stuff ends up being posted on Zombie Daily every day. So check that site out. The link is in the description. The description below, of course. You'll find that link. It will bring you to a cornucopia. That's cornucopia of zombie art. Stuff you've never even dreamed of. It's there. Yeah. So check it out. And please subscribe to the channel. Yeah, guys, please subscribe to the channel. I am very close. I'm about 102 subscribers away from, you know, getting up into that loftier space where the algorithms, you know, kind of treat you a little nicer. So, yeah, if you could be so kind as to, you know, subscribe to the channel. There's no commitment. It's free to do so. It would help me out immensely. If you enjoy the content, you know, yeah, that would be absolutely amazing. And when it comes to that stuff, guys, I honestly practice what I preach. I do the same for channels I enjoy. In fact, I'm actually going back and watching a person's stuff again and liking it where I didn't before because I didn't think I had that feature on my control thing. Anyway, I'm literally doing that. Like, I'm doing that for a lot of new, like, I'm doing that for new people, of course, or new videos, but I'm going back into people's channels and liking videos that I've watched by them that I didn't before, because like I said, I didn't think I had the technology to do that on my, and I don't think I did. I think it's new. I've never seen it before, so I'm actually going back and doing that for a lot of people's channels I like. It's true, man. I almost feel bad that I don't do it more. I didn't do it back then, But yeah, I'm trying to make amends for it, and I'm enjoying watching the stuff again. It's what got me into their channels in the first place. So I do that, man. I do that. I'm kind of getting a little cavalier with the what's the one I subscribed to today? No lab coat required, I think. Yeah, man, it's a good science show, man. The guy doing the I watched one about Cheerios. And maybe it's a brand new one. It might be the newest one, but I love the guy who does the show, or at least that one. I'm assuming it's the same guy who does them all. But yeah, so I love the guy's delivery, and it's educational, so I think it's cool. So I subscribed to that one today. Yeah, so if you can, guys, please subscribe to the channel for sure. It would really help me get in front of more eyes for sure, with my art and some of my teachings. No teachings. So yeah, like it would really be helpful, and I would really consider it a huge deal, man. Like, thank you so much if you can to subscribe to the channel. As I said, it would help get my art in front of some new eyes, and hopefully inspire people to kind of draw more. Even I find it very therapeutic. I find drawing very therapeutic. So if you're kind of looking at what I do and going, and you're saying, I could do that, then do it, please. Draw some things. It'll make you feel better, if nothing else. It'll take your mind off stuff, and and again, it doesn't have to be good, whatever that is. Just express yourself, man, on the page with whatever, crayon, pen, ballpoint pen, man. I did a whole comic in ballpoint. You know what? Damn it, I think I've got it right here. Do I? If I have it here, that'll be crazy. It's a comic, it's a whole, oh my goodness, I do. Ha ha! Oh, look at that. Looky that. That's nuts. I've got the comic here. I did an entire comic in ballpoint, guys. In fact, more than one. And you tell me what you think about it. I'm finding it right now. But I don't want to show you the other one because it's like very explicit and really gross. So, and the fact that it's in ballpoint makes it even worse somehow. But anyway, yes. Check this out, man. Yeah, this is ballpoint pen comic book art, boys and girls. Yeah, got the flow, man. Got that flow, Got that flow going, Check it out, man. Horror comics. Horror comics, man. Yeah. Gonna publish these at some point. Gonna do that because I actually like these, and I think they're pretty fun, and I think I've obviously got the story for everything too, but yeah, my old comics that I would do, and I did that style, that crazy style, man. Ballpoint pen, yo. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, here's a great splash page. Yeah. Nuts. Crazy ballpoint. Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, the drawings I've done, boys. The drawings I've done, boys and girls. Yeah. Wow. And there's so much more. And they've just been sitting there too. And that, man, like, I can't wait to publish that. Like, I'm doing that soon, man, because I really like that, and I think it's a great horror book. There's some really crazy stuff going on in there. So yeah, I'm really anxious to kind of, I have to do a couple more stories. I think I might do like a couple of stories, maybe Cape Fear related, but maybe just plain horror. Like I'll do a zombie story. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Cause man, like, I don't know how many pages those stories are, but I think they're at least 12. And right there, there's two stories there, and if they're both 12, that's already more than a regular Marvel comic. So what are those, like $5? Yes, which is nuts, man. Which is nuts. I can't. Like $5 a comic, man. That's a lot. So yeah, I had to give up some comics, man. It was just that. It was crazy. Like, it was getting out of hand. I had to curtail some collecting, and you know what? I'm so glad I did, because there was stuff I was collecting that I didn't even care about, And I guess everybody kind of falls into that if you're a really, rabid collector. Sometimes you kind of fall into that type of thing. But yeah, like, there was stuff I was like, I really don't care about. Like, Daredevil was really starting to turn sour, and like, it was getting awful. They even reused a cover from a totally different storyline for, I think, their latest cover, and that was the cheapest thing I've ever seen, man. I'm like, what are these guys doing on this cover? This storyline ended like 2 or 3 issues ago, and yet these mushroom creatures were on the cover, and it's like, no, these aren't anywhere near the storyline anymore. What's going on? Oh, I guess Romita just did another cover and they forgot to use it, so let's just throw that on there. Like, wow, that was awful. Then it was like, man, I don't care what happens in this comic anymore. You kind of just do it to fill up a run type of thing too, to get a whole run of something, a run of books. You kind of do stuff for that reason, which is dumb, I think. But it's a compulsion, man. It's a compulsion. Comics, eh? Like, it's like anything else, It's like video game stuff. Like, I could care less about that, but I could see how it's valuable. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of gamers and or whoever think, oh, comics are, who cares? But yeah, some are valuable, right? So it's to each his own. Like, somebody's Trizash, man. It's another person's treasure. So yeah, it's just weird. It's weird that way. How that goes. But yeah, guys, I'm almost done. And look at this pen. I'm using a pen I almost never use, and it's like, oh, it works fine, so I'm using it. But you'll never see me use this. What is it? Oh, it's a Stadler too. Than any other brand, I'll tell you one thing. I actually don't like Faber-Castell. I don't like them. I find their product is much cheaper than it seems to be. Yeah, and I don't like the ink. I don't like their ink. I don't know. I think it's supposed to be permanent ink, but I feel that it's not that great. So anyway, that's just me. Again, I have my materials I use stuff on, and to me, like, I experienced that, right? So I don't like it, and So I don't use it. I use mostly Stadler stuff. And Pigma too. Like Pigma I've got around as well. Yeah, here's a Pigma pen, you know. But I find they don't last as long. And the tip I find is a little too hard, you know. And again, like those are personal preferences. Maybe that's what you want. So, you know, it's good for you. So yeah, I always say, you know, experiment with. I would go to art supply stores if I was in a different city, and I would just buy like a handful of all these different pens, and you know, and then I'd use them, and I'd kind of see, oh, you know, maybe I'll get this next time, maybe I'll get that next time, because you know I've tried them out, you know. And again, not like just on zombie daily stuff, not on anything too life-threatening, right? Like not on a zombie portrait or anything like that. I tested out on, you know, oh, maybe I'm going to draw a zombie, just a quick zombie drawing for a zombie daily for that day. And, you know, I'm going to use this paper, and oh, I'll try out this pen. You know, like how bad can it be? You know, and it's never really that bad. It's just like, oh, I get to try out different pens and experiment with them and stuff. So, yeah, man. You know, and if you have a sketchbook, of course, you just experiment in there. You know, that's what a sketchbook's for, too. Experimentation and drawing and, you know, all kinds of, you know, ideas and stuff. You know, jot down ideas, draw like, oh, you know what, I like the way that guy's head looks. I'm going to draw that real quick. You know, that guy on the subway or whatever, you know, or, oh, I love that little chihuahua that, you know, a woman's got in her purse. I'm going to draw that because it's just staring at me, you know, and I'm going to just sketch it really quick, you know. Like, yeah, you find yourself in scenarios where you can kind of do that, right? And you do so quickly. And that's why I like looking through sketchbooks of people, you know, because that's where a lot of, like, really organic and interesting and spontaneous things, you know, come from, I find, you know. So, and I would imagine, like, I do sketchbook stuff, but I kind of do, like, Zombie Daily is kind of my sketchbook, you know. Like, it's not a book, but it's all the stuff I draw, you know, and things I see that I draw that I use as life studies, you know, like the zombie pinups. Like the zombie pinups are basically life drawings, you know. I just do them with the zombie angle and add backgrounds and you know all that kind of stuff. But you know, I'm using photo reference to draw the outline of the person, you know, and then adding all the other things like the style and the zombification, and then you know the details and foliage and whatever roots, you know, whatever sort of is required for each thing. So yeah, and then you end up with a piece of art like that, which is really cool. You know, that's almost done. I think that is like pretty near done. I'm gonna add a shadow to that because it's kind of behind the tree there. But yeah, you know, like adding these kinds of details and stuff, and you know, putting things within shadow. That's kind of, you know, again, what you do, and you take your time doing it. You don't have to do it quickly, you know. And we're adding, and we can add more, and we can add, you know, more foliage in places. We can add more shadow and shade. You know, there's more to do on this. There's more to do on this, and I'll get back to it. But I think I want to get to the bugs and see where they're at. Okay, that was pretty dry. Yeah. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a heavy holding line on it, and I'll get you in a little bit closer so you can kind of see. And here I go. There. Yeah. Now that's really nice. Like, that's really nice and bold. You know? Oh, and then I love this. That's gonna make it look really thick and bulky, you know, and dangerous. And then like these, you know, these really thick lines. And this is a great pen for that. Like, it's nice and like the brush is stiff, you know. So that's like allowing me to get some nice detail in there too, and some nice thick thin line going, you know, if I need to. But if I don't want it, I can just go dead straight line, you know, and have it just thick, you know, like I'm kind of doing now there, you know. And then again, like, very nice thick. And then, you know, with these little spikes, I'm kind of going a little bit brushier, you know. Again, you sort of feel out your surface as you go, you know, sometimes, or because you kind of know the territory type of thing. You've been there, you know. And again, that comes with, you know, experience and drawing a lot, and, you know, things of that nature, right? So, ooh, it's a little bit wet. Okay, well, at least I got this started. Get this party started. Pump it up a little more. Yeah, nice big thick, you know, holding lines in there, showing the, you know, really accentuating the boldness, making it pop, you know. Yeah, popping off that page. That's what we want, you know. We don't want people going, is that a wasp? There's one, because I've drawn it that way. It's true. Now I own you. There. So nice and heavy feel, you know. It's got that bulk. But then it's got that weird, almost man head. Yeah. Which, you know, of course is weird. But I like that, though. It's almost, again, I find it kind of like Evil Dead. I thought it was dry enough. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning into that by, you know, making a bit of a spinal column in there on this bug. Spinal column, I said, on the bug, on this wasp. Gotta add that spinal column. What? But again, like, that's the whole Evil Dead kind of thing, you know, where it's like, yeah, this insect is like, you know, it's got human traits to it. But that's again, I only consider you scum compared to Krusty. So yeah, that's the fun of it, right? You're creating something, you know, with that express purpose of creeping people out. Sometimes it's hard to do. You know, I don't think there's a formula for it. Like, I've seen people, like, if you could create something that really legitimate scares somebody, then show me how. But I don't think there's like a, you know, a definite, like, oh, okay, you know what, if I put the eyes this much apart with this, guaranteed it's gonna, you know, it doesn't always work that way, you know. But You try to create that thing that, you know, is terrifying, more terrifying, you know. Yeah. Like something like The Exorcist, where, you know, you saw that Reagan for the first time, and, you know, like she's covered in puke and like, you know, like she's almost inhuman now. And that's jarring, right? Because that, you know, that was a little girl, and then, you know, she turns into this demon, right? So, yeah, like it's super jarring. But man, they really, you know, created amazing makeup effects, and then the sound too, But for sure, the sound as well was like extremely helpful in conveying, you know, all of those things too, like all of those terrifying things as well. You know, the groaning and the, like, all of that stuff, right? And then, Demi, why, Demi? You know, like, man, there was, like, that is some heavy stuff, man. That is some heavy feels, man. Like, you know. So, yeah, they really did it, like, an incredible job, obviously. You know, they don't make movies like that very often, you know. So, yeah, that was incredible, man. Exorcist. If you're just tuning in, I actually did an Exorcist poster. That should be on Zombie Daily too. Check that out. Type in Exorcist into the search bar and the search bar, and yeah, you'll see my Exorcist movie poster. Yeah, I had a little, I don't know, man. I had this little spate where I went through. I wanted to do movie posters. They were fun. Like, they were really fun to do, and I kind of wanted to do a bunch of, like, you know, zombie, I guess, movie posters and stuff like that. So, like, from legit movies, but do zombie versions of them, and or I think, like, kind of straight up versions too. So anyway, yeah, I was into that for a bit. Like, yeah, a very short time, like a couple months. I was like right into wanting to do movie posters, man. So that was fun. So I think I did a couple of fun movie posters. If you guys want to check those out on the Zombie Daily, yeah. Now we're doing, yeah, this requires a little bit of concentration. Oh, okay. Yeah, alright. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, good. Alright. Yeah, oh, you know what? I'm going to do those wings, that color, but lightly. Quite rightly. It's reddish brown, I think. Reddish brown. Yeah, they are murder wasps after all, so red wings. Come, Red Wing. Yeah, there we go. I like that. I like that hue. But I'm really digging doing these zombie insects, though, man. Yeah, it's true. I don't know. I just, I'm really, like I said, I think I hit my rhythm with them, and yeah, I think, like, there was this was a holiday, so I was gonna go to the dollar store to see if there was any more of this paper from the watercolor pads that they sell at the dollar store, which I use. Like I said, man, like I make that money. I really stretch that dollar, man. And you know what? I really like the results of this watercolor paper. Like, I think it's great. Like, I think it's great for what it does. Like, again, it's not your classic awesome watercolor paper, of course, but for what I do with it, it works really well. So you know what? It's like you always try to lean into the problems and make them work for you. Make the problems work. When you're doing art with different mediums and it's traditional art, right? So yeah, man. So guys, check out the Zombie Daily page. My goodness, so much zombie art on there. If you like zombie art, if you like pop culture, if you like traditional art, all of those words sound so great together. That's where they all coalesce, and that's where you can all see them, dance around and have fun together. Right there on Zombie Daily, man, you can't go wrong if you like art and you like zombies and you like pop culture. And you like everything. Because everything is literally on there, man. Like from Care Bears to rattlesnakes to the Golden Girls to the Crow. You'll see a zombie version of virtually everything that there is. So yeah, from Labubu's to Stonehenge. Man, like, I can't stress that enough. So check out Zombie Daily if you want to be absolutely dazzled by the amount of zombie art one human could create. It's almost baffling, but it's true. It's damn true, and it's all traditional art. No AI, no nothing. Keeping art real, man. Keeping art real, and doing it, man. Doing it for the fans. Doing it for me. I love it. Never gonna change, man. Never gonna change. This is the way I do stuff. If you want to check it out, and maybe get some tips from how I do my particular type of art, then yes, feel free to gather round, sit around the campfire, and watch Rob draw stuff. Yes, it will be a Canadian tradition soon. It'll be like watching Mr. Dress Up and stuff. They'll be going, let's see what Rob's drawing tonight. It's fun. So yeah, man, zombie insects, guys. I'm really digging this series. I think I really hit my stride with this one. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun, and I'm really kind of treating it fun. Like I'm not being too particular about anything. I'm just the only thing I'm keeping in mind is like the general structure. But like I'm kind of having fun within that, because it's my own thing, so right. So yeah, man, using different types of mediums, pen and ink, watercolor, marker. I've got some of this. This is Sharpie Creative markers. I think this is like an acrylic, so you can put some of that in there. See what that does. Look at that. Woo! That is a nice bright yellow. But you know what? It's kind of got a paleness to it, which I really like. So I really like that. There we go. What you think? Okay. So yes, zombie insects, and this one is among. This This one is among 3 other ones that I started tonight, or 2 other ones rather, and there are 2 done. One of which, if you go to Zombie Daily right now, the link is in the description below. Go to Zombie Daily right now and check out the newest zombie insect from the series. These are new, so new that they're not done yet. But the one on Zombie Daily is done, and you can check it out. There's also a zombie piranha coming up this week. I will give you fair warning about that. That one will be coming up probably Thursday, I would imagine. That was just finished the other night. I started 3. I started like a zombie, 2 zombie insects and 1 zombie piranha, and I finished them all like these. And that was quite nice. Getting that kind of done was great, all in one night. So I had a fun time doing those, and I'm having a fun time doing these guys too. These are coming along. Hope you guys are enjoying these. Thinking of, the backstory for this, creature again, I feel that it has kind of an Evil Dead Deadite, with that almost humanish face. But again, like, I always considered the Deadites like possessed, like zombies, like the dead that was like kind of repossessed, right? So that they're being controlled, but they're dead flesh, and they're being sort of manipulated and twisted into different like evil shapes and like connotations, right? So yeah, like I do consider them zombies, a type of zombie. In fact, I even wrote about them in the zombie handbook, because I basically took all the different types of zombies there were and distilled, like, or actually rather explained their existence with each other being like part of it, right? So like there's fast zombies and slow zombies, for example, and there's reasons behind that, but they coexist. And there's the Deadites, and like there's different kinds of zombies that could all exist at the same time, theoretically. So I end up basically explaining, the toxic waste zombie, the alien zombie, the experimental government super soldier zombie, and all of those other kinds of things, right? So I kind of feel that this is more of like a Deadite type of zombie insect. I think that's kind of where I'm going with it, or that's the kind of visual language I'm kind of using for it, again, because it has that almost human head. Get my dog! Slowly as so! Yeah, so, keeping that in mind helps the drawing, Yeah. So, yeah. There. I really like that. I think that looks great. It's coming along for sure. Yeah. Well, you know what, guys? I think I'm going to give it a few more minutes, and then I'm going to turn in. I've got a huge day tomorrow. No, but it's true. And yes, I must away. But first, I'm going to do a bit more, and another, I would say, 10 minutes or so. And then I'm going to powder for the evening. Yeah. Robbie's got to rest. Robbie's got to rest. I got to rest sometimes. Add these little things. Oh, geez, that's still, it's a little damp. It's a little damp, I think, but yeah, this, yeah, you know what? There were some nice, cool little blotches here and there. I like those, how they kind of turned out there. There. Yeah, again, just sort of, why not? You know, it's still too wet to ink, so I'm gonna add some more depth in there with some blue, some cooler hues in there, and yeah, so you know, make him look more three-dimensional, because we all want our insects to be gigantic and three-dimensional. You know, man, I haven't even touched spiders yet. You know, spider being. So there, yeah, man, these things are evil. They're not evil. I know. Nature isn't evil. It's just oh. Yeah, there we go. More little details in the foliage. There. Yes. Yeah. You know what? I really like this one. And again, like, man, 1,100 zombie pinup divas almost, and none of them are the same. Like, they're all different, and that's why I love these. I love doing these so much, because you know, there's a billion poses, man. And you know what? I'm not even using just any pose. That again is very, like, you really have to kind of pick your pose with pinups. Pick your pose with pinups. Because not every pose works. Some are like just blatantly, idiotically sexy, where, you know, yeah, and they're just dumb, and they kind of look dumb. But, like, you know, something that's sort of like reclining, but, you know, different angles and things like that, or standing, different angles. But, you know, again, like, they can't just be anything. So finding the right pose is part of the job of doing the pinups, you know, because it's not just any pose that works, you know. So yeah, but I like the idea that it's a life drawing that you're kind of doing for it, and you know, that's how I kind of handle these, or that's how I view these. I view these as like life drawings that I've kind of, you know, obviously, you know, augmented and or you know, supplemented or changed or added to, or whatever. Obviously, like all of this landscape stuff, I just created, you know. So yeah. But guys, here is the end of today's drawing session, or you know, how to, or just like, hey man, you watch me draw zombie stuff. There's a almost, that one's got a bit more work to do on it, but man, we got a lot done tonight. Like, we got all of these penciled, and all of the washes on them, basically. So those are well on their way. That one's like, man, halfway inked for sure. Got this zombie pinup diva completed. That's awesome. So yeah, guys, we did a lot today. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As I said, please, if you can, subscribe to the channel. I hope to do much more content, and I'd like to, you know, if I can, get in front of more eyes with my art, and that would really help to do so. So if you dig the content, please subscribe. I am going to bid you adieu until next time. I will let you know when that is on my socials, and we'll do it up again, guys. But in the meantime, man, wow, thanks for helping me get all these done, or up to where they are, rather, you know. And next time we'll do even more, even more. Okay, so check out Zombie Daily. Please subscribe to the channel. I'll talk to you soon. All the best wishes and love until then.